How do you like that? New York's got a Shenandoah too. Sorry, Virginia has first priority when it comes to Shenandoah. Good morning. Today is, what day is it? I believe it's the 29th, would mean it's the 29th day of the journey, 26th on trail, and had a really lovely stay at the CAPPS Shelter last night. They have bathrooms. This is the second night in a row I've been in a campground, a free campground that had a shower. Now the water wasn't hot, but 2 nights of shower on trail, pretty cool. No pit toilet, got to use a real toilet, got to fill up with water without having to filter. And the trail's been pretty cruisy until this. This is a major league blowdown. This was a pack off blowdown. I'm on the other side of it now, but I literally had to unsnap, slide my pack through, and then crawl through. But good morning. Trail conditions are good. I feel good. And yesterday was a big day. Got a lot of miles in. I woke up. I slept 8 hours last night in my tent. 8 hours. I think I was tired last night. I'm not a guy who normally sleeps 8 hours. Feel refreshed, ready to go. And yeah, really happy about the amount of rest I got. So, yesterday was a little over 14. Today's 14 as well. The first mile has been pretty cruisy with the exception of that blowdown, so I'm optimistic that the trail conditions are going to be a little easier today. I did have to go hand over hand briefly, but as soon as I got up to that next ledge, I was able to just walk again. So, good trail. See you further down trail. All right, New York, now you're just showing off. Look at that panorama. And you may notice as I pan this way, the rocks on the summit here with a white painted line. Yes, the Appalachian Trail goes over these rocks. Been a good climb up here though. I hardly had to use my poles, which means it's nice and gradual. You can just kind of keep motoring up. Oh, look where we are. I've seen this on trail. I'm going to circle around it and get it when it's right side up. If you can read that, somebody's painted the American flag up here. It's down below. It says in memory September 11. In memory of September 11. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. We all have stories of where we were on September 11. I had just moved my young family to Hamburg, Germany. We were so newly there that the furniture had just arrived. Wi-Fi wasn't even up, and we didn't know what was going on. At least Karen didn't. I was in the office, and my work colleagues let me know, and of course everybody goes over to CNN and totally overwhelms the CNN website, the bandwidth. And that's how we followed it. And it was disheartening to know that the terrorist cells had come from Hamburg. And as you know, the whole world changed dramatically after that day. We saw tanks around the U.S. Embassy in Hamburg. What was very heartening is that our church participated in a multi-congregation prayer service at this giant old cathedral in Hamburg. very touching. And I vividly recall that day, since we didn't have TV at that time. There was a giant retailer in Hamburg that we bought groceries, and so I knew they also had a big section where they sold televisions, and so it was kind of like going down to a super Target. And I took Matt, who at the time was just 11 years old, just got moved by his family into Hamburg, Germany, and we sat there and we watched the news for 30, 45 minutes. And Matt and I talked about it, and what was very touching is that the Germans heard us speaking English and realized we were Americans. And they were respectful, but they almost formed a cup around us, almost to eavesdrop and get our take on what was going on. But they never interfered. I have to say, the people of the world, the people of Germany, were fully behind the U.S. when this all happened. It wasn't till we went into Iraq and everybody started saying it was all about oil that the world turned a little bit towards us. But yeah, what a day September 11th was for us. I'm sure you have really interesting stories. Drop yours in the comment section of where you were on September 11th. The right stuff. The right stuff. Today is sponsored by the letter S. That's a great verse. And as I say the verse, I'm reminded of when I learned when I was in driver's ed. And that was to aim high to keep your car in the center of the road. And the verse that starts with S is, set your affections on things above, not things of the earth. And how does that relate to aiming high? I'll tell you what, sometimes we're so troubled by the ordinary things of this world, the daily tasks, that we start veering left and right like a car that's not centered, aiming high. And if we keep our eyes on the Lord, if we keep our eyes aiming high, it helps us keep grounded in the important things. There's also another verse that says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. What do you treasure? That's where your heart's gonna go. It says, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, it's the love of it. Money, if used for the right reasons, for his kingdom, for people, great thing. Used for greed, used to turn insular, not a good thing. Set your affections on things above, not things of the earth. That's what's gonna last. That's what's gonna last. What's the old funny line? There's no U-Hauls behind a hearse. There aren't any. Okay, look at the beauty of this area around here. This is an atypical, very atypical, not typical shelter on the Appalachian Trail. Check this out. They call it RPH, Ralph's Peak Hiker Cabin. Oh my goodness, it's concrete block. Here you've got steps up into it. You got a welcome mat. You have a painted floor. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bunk areas. You've got a table here. This is allegedly one that you can actually order pizza, because you can hear very close by somebody's cutting the grass. So there's a way that you can order pizza and Chinese food and they will bring it out to you. Here you've got a covered patio. Again, somebody comes up here and cuts the grass. You've got water, or you can pump water, and there's a stream nearby if that pump is not effective. You have a lawn chair. Well, you have 4 white chairs, and then you actually have one where you can lean back in. And then picnic table. Okay, the benches are toast, but you can see their chairs there. This is quite the shelter. If I'd have had another 4 miles in me last night, this is where I would have finished last night, but 14 plus was enough. And actually I got a shower where I was last night, no complaints, but this place is quite the shelter. Here's a warning at the shelter about there are bears here. Don't leave food and boxes and whatnot behind, because bears have found the shelter. And then somebody has left trail magic. Look at that for the campers. Very nice. Shelters have logbooks, and you can see people signing it, but look at the one that has the sticker. Gray beard stopped here on my way to break the record, the age record. I'll be 91 when I complete this through hike, God willing, and the creeks don't rise. Gray beard. Lovely babbling brook goes underneath the bridge, and further on, if I needed water, this would be a good source, but I'm good. Walking over I-84 in New York. It's Friday afternoon and people are ready to be home for the weekend. You know, it's funny being on trail. You lose track of what day of the week it is because it doesn't matter that much. But in one regard, it does matter. And here's the other section of I-84. And that is the day hikers are out mass the weekend, whereas on the weekday, it's mostly the through hikers. So we'll see Saturday morning what we run into. Got to get to camp though. Rain's coming in, and I should be able to beat it if the weatherman's right. But looking like we're up for a couple hours of rain tonight, or at least sprinkles.